They have thousands of followers who support them with thousands of yuan, simply because they are attractive and give them a little bit of attention.
Which segment is the most profitable for female streamers? It's definitely singing along with dancing. In the dance segment, one might earn around 50,000 yuan per month. But if you switch to the other segment, you could make 200,000 yuan. Friends have noticed that every top streamer is usually innocent and adorable. And on top of that, can sing a little. Because singing can evoke memories in men, while dancing only stirs their luck. Once he develops an interest in you, he will weigh the pros and cons. Oh, singing really can spark men's memories, especially those times of youthful innocence. Singing is very impactful. Don't believe it? Then go and try it out.
A while back, I made a video on the channel about the massive growth of the live streaming market in China, and of course, with this growth came scams. But to be honest, what I'm going to show you today isn't really a scam. It's just a bunch of lonely men spending a lot of money on this type of stream, as briefly shown in the teaser you just saw. Today, I'll bring you cases of men who spent a lot of money on these women, only to realize in the end that they weren't going to get anything in return, and ended up feeling disappointed. I'd really like to hear your opinion on this topic. What do you think about this situation?
Can you give me an arrow that pierces the clouds? Can you dance a little for me? I'll buy you some milk. That won't do. There's really not much. This demon. I'll give all the brothers a piece of advice. Never give gifts to the streamer. I don't understand some brothers. I just can't figure out one thing. Why do some brothers who earn a bit of money each month scrimp and save, eat instant noodles every day, yet still spend money on the streamer? When the streamer calls you the top donor, she's already satisfied. She doesn't know her north from her south, and doesn't know her own worth. She just thinks about having some kind of relationship with you, getting you to be her boyfriend. You need to understand that the streamer lives in that place, and her goal is to make you happy to earn your money. She's not interested in you. She's interested in your money. If one day you stop giving gifts, see if she still pays attention to you. She'll change her attitude faster than you can flip a book. Last night, I saw her in a live stream and noticed that there was an argument. A top donor had given thousands of dollars in gifts to the streamer and wanted to take the streamer home to meet his parents. This brother had been single for many years and fell in love with the streamer at first sight, who is indeed attractive and has a great body. He wanted to take the streamer home to meet his parents, but of course, the streamer wasn't willing. The brother got very angry and asked for his money back. The streamer refused, saying that the money was earned through her own efforts and she had no reason to refund it. The brother continued to argue in the stream, unable to reach an agreement. I wonder if this brother lost his mind. How could you think that by giving a few $1,000s, the streamer would take you home to meet her parents? You haven't even met in person. So intelligence is a valuable thing. Some brothers have very low intelligence. Instead of wasting your hard-earned money on fraudsters, why not buy yourself a few clothes, eat at better places, or take care of your parents? Isn't that better? A festival worth 60,000, spent 80,000, without a ranking guardian, just to climb the rankings and send gifts. The result was that the gifts never seemed to run out, and the ranking never seemed to end. A man who spent 80,000 to reward a streamer became the top of the ranking overnight. When the streamer learned he no longer had money to spend, she immediately deleted him and turned her back on him. What no one expected was that this money was actually compensation he received after his finger got caught in a machine at the factory where he worked. Why would a young streamer in her 30s be interested in a rural man in his 50s? I don't know what this man was thinking. In April 2024, Mr. Zhang from Zhumadian, Hunan, told the reporter that 6 months ago he met a streamer online. At first sight, he was very attracted, and to get her attention, he started giving gifts like others did. And the streamer, seeing that he was generous, began contacting him in private messages, calling him husband. Mr. Zhang was overjoyed and was completely obedient to the streamer. Giving a gold medal was one of his wishes. He said he would give it in the morning, and he did, but she remained indifferent. The streamer said she was a teacher at a school, now divorced with a daughter. Mr. Zhang had also been divorced for many years and had never met anyone suitable. Seeing her proactive attitude, He proposed a private meeting. So when she asked for the gold medal, he did not hesitate to use all his savings. At this point, the reporter couldn't help but ask, why would a 34-year-old teacher be interested in a farmer in his 50s? But Mr. Zhang told the reporter that the streamer said she liked mature and stable men, and her ex-husband was 11 years older than him. Mr. Zhang then became even more convinced that she was the woman of his dreams. Wasn't she? So do you really believe she could like you? He didn't say she didn't like him. He said that after giving the gifts, he would just withdraw, and then, upon meeting, he would get a wife he desired. From Mr. Zhang's account records, it can be seen that his largest deposit was on April 2nd, a one-time recharge of 60,000, and he gave 20 festivals. That night, Mr. Zhang indeed became the top of the ranking, but he couldn't wait for the meeting with the streamer, because the second live broadcast started soon after, and he couldn't spend any more money, as it was practically all his savings. The reporter then learned that Mr. Zhang had been working in a factory before, and his salary wasn't high. Later, due to an accident, his finger was caught in the machine and amputated, so he received more than 100,000 in compensation from the factory. But the accident also left him unable to work, and he had to return home and survive by raising sheep. He used to be very frugal in daily life. Every penny was counted. I don't know if he was out of his mind, spending 70 to 80,000 at once to be top of the ranking. This money could have bought more than 100 sheep, but he gave it all to a woman he had never met.
How much did you spend? 500,000. 500,000. Right. So in total, I spent around 600,000. Around 600,000. A man, in order to win the woman of his dreams, occupied the top donor's spot for a long time and was ruthlessly abandoned after meeting her in real life. The person in front of the camera is our top donor, Xiao Wang. According to Xiao Wang, he runs a small business abroad. In his spare time, he often watches live streams. In January this year, while browsing videos, he accidentally came across this female streamer. At the time, he thought she was pretty, the type he liked. To get her attention, Xiao Wang started sending gifts like crazy, and soon became her top donor. When I had spent 110,000, I didn't want to spend anymore. Why? Then I felt like, these things online, I mean, it's not really real, right? After the impulse, Xiao Wang managed to keep a bit of calm. After all, in his view, spending so much money on gifts, without even being able to hold her hand, made him realize that everything online was just virtual. However, when he was about to say goodbye to the streamer, and no longer be the top donor, she desperately tried to keep him and made an offer Xiao Wang couldn't refuse. She kept trying to convince me in various ways. So I told her, I said, if I'm going to keep spending, that's fine, but you need to be my girlfriend, and I'll keep sending gifts. Not wanting to lose such a generous top donor, the streamer readily agreed to Xiao Wang's request, and so, Xiao Wang won over his dream woman as a girlfriend, and, over the following months, he continued to send gifts like crazy to his girlfriend. Fearing he didn't have enough time, he even gave her his account, so she could send gifts herself. In just 3 months, the streamer had already used Xiao Wang's account to send over 500,000 in gifts. How much did you spend? Around 500,000. 500,000. Right. In total, it was about 600,000. About 600,000. With Xiao Wang's unwavering support, their relationship quickly intensified. He believed that his efforts would be rewarded, but things didn't turn out as Xiao Wang had imagined. After a period of online romance, Xiao Wang found time to return to the country and finally meet the woman he had been eagerly waiting for. But after the meeting, her attitude changed drastically, and she even said things that made Xiao Wang extremely angry. After we met, she no longer said the same things. She said, I didn't expect you to be so skinny. Besides, you're not my type. After the meeting, the streamer's attitude wasn't as warm as it was online. Instead, she told Xiao Wang that she didn't want to date anymore, and even said that his body was too weak, not the type she liked. If Xiao Wang wanted, they could stay friends, and he could remain her top donor, but dating was out of the question. Hearing this, Xiao Wang felt that he had been deceived. All the money he had worked hard to earn was wasted on her, and he was still rejected, which made the love-struck Xiao Wang very angry. But did things really happen as Xiao Wang described? The mediator then called the streamer. When he asked you to be his girlfriend, he sent you photos and everything. I never agreed to be his girlfriend. How could I date someone I've never met? On the phone, the streamer stated that she never promised to be Xiao Wang's girlfriend, and that the reason the meeting was unpleasant was also Xiao Wang's fault. Now, with no money and no love, Xiao Wang just wants her to return the more than 600,000 he spent. But the streamer claimed that the actual amount Xiao Wang donated was only around 400,000. and that all the donations were made voluntarily by Xiao Wang. She never forced him, so she wouldn't return a penny. As a result, their relationship deteriorated even further. Finally, Xiao Wang stated that he would resolve the issue through legal means. Here, we sincerely advise everyone, don't be fooled by fake things on the internet. Focus more on the real things around us. What do you think about this story? We can't deny that this also happens frequently here in the West. It's a quite interesting contrast compared to the other videos on the channel. If you've made it this far, you probably have a solid foundation to leave a great comment with your opinion on the video. I know the dubbing isn't perfect, as there are many people talking at the same time in the videos, but I hope you were able to understand the content with the help of the subtitles. The next videos will be better produced. If you found this video informative and want to explore more on these and other relevant topics, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your experiences and ideas.